Welcome to Kirkfield Heating and Air Conditioning's water heater section of the website. Craig Eglin from CEO of Kirkfield Heating again, Operations Manager. Water heaters. There's various different types of water heaters. You have gas hot water heaters that use the conventional chimney. You have electric hot water heaters. Then you also have your on-demand hot water heaters, and you have accessories to boilers for indirect hot water heaters. So again, let's talk about the differences between some of these hot water heaters. Usually the efficiency of these hot water heaters is really dependent on the insulation surrounding the tank as to how long it's actually able to hold the water or the heat that you're generating within the water before it has to reactivate that heat. The burners or the elements or whatever means is heating it will determine on how efficient that boiler or hot water heater system is. So your electric hot water heaters and your gas hot water heaters, gas used to be more efficient, but now electric and gas is pretty much on an even scale as to efficiency. Electric being a little bit more expensive to actually operate, but is 100% efficient because there's no actual heat loss up the chimney, versus let's say a gas hot water heater which is 70 to 80% efficient, but you have a certain percentage of loss of heat going up the chimney. So they kind of balance out that way. The other system that isn't really dependent on the insulation values of storing hot water heater or hot water in a tank is your tankless hot water heaters. Those are your on-demand hot water heaters. Basically, they heat the water only as it's being used. So as soon as you turn on your tap, the flow of water actually initiates the actual call for heat by the on-demand hot water system, turning on the burners. This usually requires a larger BTU appliance being used. However, the larger BTUs are offset by the fact that it's not firing when you're not using the system, so you do actually save money on your actual fuel consumption. The only downside to the on-demand system is you tend to lose your what's called ppm, or GPM, your gallons per minute, and that's your rate of flow, because it can only heat the water as fast as it goes through it. So the person that, let's say, is used to a more forceful type shower might not have that same force at their shower because they have to turn the rate of flow down to maintain the heat that they desire. So it's not really suited for everybody. So I would look into what your GPM is, because you'd want to have a good 7 to 8 GPM to be really comfortable with your water pressure. Okay, and not all systems are able to provide that. Most of the time when you go to a on-demand hot water system too, the rate of flow and your GPM is really dependent on the size of copper that you have running through your house and the water meter that's supplying the water pressure to your house. So if you don't have the right volume of water going across there, it can dramatically affect your GPM at the faucet. So that's pretty much that. Or else you end up getting an overly sized BTU unit to compensate for it, and then your savings on your gas is kind of insequential to the cost of a regular hot water heater. The other system would be your indirect system. That's for all the people out there that have boiler systems existing in their home. They can actually use their boiler to do their on-demand or do their domestic hot water needs. That's where the boiler water actually transfers through a heat exchanger engulfed in the domestic hot water in a tank, and transfers the heat from the boiler water onto the domestic hot water without the two waters touching. So the hot water or indirect hot water system is really as efficient as whatever boiler system that you have in place. So boilers, they come single stage, and then they also come fully modulating in the new high efficiency ones. So if you have a high efficiency modulating boiler, it can actually fire at a lower BTU to give you your domestic hot water needs, and then fire at its other BTU requirements for any other needs that it's doing, heating your home or let's say zoning a certain area in your garage or whatever. So they have a lot of good uses that way. That's pretty much it for your hot water heaters. So there's a few different ones. If you're wanting any information on any of these specifically or for an estimate, please give us a call or go to our call to action button, and somebody will be more than happy to help you.